Now you may be, but I'm not.
Welcome back to Stay Tuned. And I've got Dalton here, who's not been here in so fucking long.
6-7 months.
How you doing, man?
Good, man. Just, chilling, losing parlays, any American.
You're looking at your bets right now. How are you doing?
It's UNC covered. We're doing good. Wake Forest. And Xavier making me nervous. Cincinnati's covering. We'll get more into it.
You're buying me a steak dinner tonight, right? Okay. All right, anyway. And we also have Tony Donahue. He's got the new burnoutsports.com app.
Yeah.
Website.
We'll have an app. We're going to be talking a lot of racing on there and a lot of gambling aspects of IndyCar, NASCAR, and even Formula One.
Awesome. So, first, obviously we need to get to the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about this a few weeks ago, what the hell are the Pacers doing?
Yeah.
But now, I'm happy about the Halliburton pick. So, what are your thoughts on the trade? I know everyone loves Sabonis, but what is this going to improve the team?
Well, I think you look at what the Pacers have done this year, and I think they kind of went into the season thinking, okay, we could be a fringe playoff team, maybe be that 6 seed, a 5 seed as maybe the ceiling. Then it kind of went all downhill. Malcolm Brogdon is like the new Bob Sanders. The guy's made of glass. And then you've got Miles Turner, who's been very inconsistent, banged up. I mean, he had, that 42-point game earlier in the year, and then backed it up with, back-to-back 4.2 or 4 points and 2 rebound type of game. Then you get Domantas Sabonis, who is just a guy who plays hard every night, who's a fan favorite, and has had the most.
He's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah, and he's had the most trade value out there because he plays every night, he plays through injuries, and he's a walking double-double. So you knew that his trade value at the deadline around this time was going to be the highest. Miles has obviously hurt, hasn't played in a while. You can't trade Malcolm Brogdon after you re-signed him. So you shipped Karis LeVert out last week to get a pick. Maybe you package those picks to move up. We'll see what happens in the draft come June. But Tyrese Halliburton's a guy that can play. And a lot of NBA GMs and people in NBA circles talked about, I can't believe the Kings would give this guy up. I mean, even Kings fans were like, what the hell were you doing? I mean, we've got the dude from Baylor. We've got De'Aaron Fox. We've got these pieces to give up. I'm excited about the future of Tyrese Halliburton next to Chris Duarte, who has proved as a rookie that he could be a stud and can get his own shots off and get buckets. Pair him with maybe Jaden Ivey from Purdue. If you get a top 5 pick, we'll see. It's maybe wishful thinking. But overall, I thought the Pacers did a great job. I hate to see Sabonis go. It's one of my favorite players. We'll see if Tristan Thompson spends more time at the strip club or actually playing for the Pacers. He probably won't play for the Pacers.
Fair point.
Just like Ricky Rubio won't. I'm not a big Buddy Hield fan. He's shooting the worst he's ever shot in his career, which really hasn't been all that great. Everybody says, oh, he's a three-point shooter, but I think his best year was like a 42.9% from the three-point line. So I don't mind the trade. I think there's still got some more to do, and I think Brogdon will be traded this summer. But the last two, I mean, I hate to see Sabonis go, but Kevin Pritchard's wheeling and dealing like he's proven that he's been able to do before. Now, hopefully, with that 5th projected pick and that 24th projected pick, depending on the lottery, hopefully they can draft somebody that is not white and can actually play basketball.
That's really fun. That's really fun. So, do you think that they could package their picks that they got, or somebody, a Tristan Thompson or whoever, and move up to get Jaden Ivey? Because I think at this point right now they're going to be middle of the pack. I don't think at this point they wouldn't be able to get Ivey, but if they package something, would they be able to get him? Because I think that backcourt of him and Halliburton would be so great for the Pacers.
If you can stockpile picks for Thompson or Rubio, you can maybe. But the problem is Rubio and Thompson both are going to want to go and get interest from playoff teams. So you're looking at another 25th pick or a 22nd pick or maybe even a 28th pick, depending on where they go. Now, if you've got 3 picks from about 22nd through 28th, maybe that is something you package with your lottery pick at 7 and say, hey, we'll give you the 7th pick and the 28th pick to move up and get that 4th selection and possibly get Jaden Ivey, who is a guy that, as he's proven at Purdue week in and week out, that he can get his own shots. He's at an NBA caliber right now. He can take over games. He's a killer. So we'll see. But I wouldn't mind, based off this team's drafts in the past. I mean, everybody was like, well, why come we didn't get Sacramento's first-round pick for Sabonis? Well, one, you weren't going to get that because that's a lottery pick because Sacramento sucks too.
Not going to give that up.
And 2, on top of that, you got a guy that I'll always take that second-year guy that's playing pretty well and knows what it's like to be in the league over trying to draft somebody between 7 and 17 that you hope pans out. So I thought they did a great job with the Sacramento deal, and we'll see if they can actually work this this draft coming up in June.
Do you think Thompson or Rubio will actually play any minutes in Indianapolis?
Well, I think Rubio's out for the year, so that's certainly not going to happen. And everybody thought that Thompson was going to be shipped out right away or at least released. But there was a report that came out today that the Pacers are thinking about possibly playing him. I mean, and here's why. They don't have any big men. Miles is out for who knows how long. Isaiah Jackson is out for a while. Goga, you may as well put me out there if you're going to put Goga Batadze out there. So it'll be interesting. Maybe they just say, look, we need a big guy, so we got you. You're playing. Tough shit.
All right. What do you see, say a 5-year plan for the Pacers? What are you seeing for them in the next 4 to 5 years? Are they going to be an actual contender? Because being in this mid-market at this point, this is not 1995.
Yeah.
This is 2022. The game's so much different now. Could they be a legitimate contender in the East in the next couple of years?
Well, you have to do it through the draft or a trade like we saw with Halliburton. Look, it's not like a big-name free agent is going to get out of its first rookie contract and get a max here at the Pacers. Nobody's coming here, right? We've kind of learned that. The NBA is a players' league. They kind of control where they want to go. With that being said, if Duarte turns out to be what we think he's going to be, and Halliburton continues to be a stud, and you can nail this draft coming up with possibly 2, maybe even 3 first-round picks, and if Isaiah Jackson can grow and prosper like we think he's able to, the potential's there to be a really, really good team over the next 5 years. NBA championship quality, there's still a question mark on that just because of the development of these players, but I really do think that, it sucks right now. Remember the Colts when they had Dan Orlovsky out there and they tried Curtis Painter and Kerry Collins?
What a terrible year.
Kerry Collins, his old ass, came out and threw 4 picks and got hurt. That's kind of what it is right now for the Pacers. This sucks, and it's going to be a little bit worse before it gets better, but over the next couple of years, there are pieces that we think that we can build around to be NBA championship contenders. So we'll see.
What do you see from Miles Turner? Is he going to be gone by tomorrow, or is he going to be a part of the Pacers, the rebuilding process?
Problem is his injury, right? So you don't know how his injury is, and he's been very, very inconsistent over the last, let's call it the entire year. Look, like I mentioned earlier, he had 43 points in one game, and the next game he comes out with 4 points and 2 rebounds. And what do we always hear about Miles? Oh, he's a rim protector. But when you're protecting the rim and you get a block and then that ball falls to the opposition and they put it back in for a layup, that's not really rim protecting. It's not really rim protecting when Joel Embiid comes in and eats your lunch and has 42 points and 21 rebounds, which seems to always happen. So if they can consistently get good minutes out of Miles, it's not about Miles scoring or him living outside of the three-point line and bricking a bunch of shots. With Miles, it's simply about keeping the defender from the other team's center, keep them off the glass and keep them not getting double-doubles or 15-plus points a night. Look, Vucevic up in Chicago, they got him because they know he was a big man that could dominate. He comes in and dominates Miles every time. Embiid dominates him. Hell, even Andre Drummond in Philadelphia comes in and still dominates him. Bismack Biyombo had a double-double against him. So I would love to see them trade Miles tomorrow. I don't think that they will. I think they kind of said, okay, he's going to be part of our young core nucleus moving forward. Which I don't agree with, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I don't see where Miles fits in the long term because I feel like, are they going to roll with Goga? What's going on with the big? I mean, they've got Duarte, he's not technically a big man.
Yeah,
but he's a bigger guy. I just can't. I love Goga, but I can't see them rolling with him as their big man in the future. Do you see like in the draft? I think Isaiah Jackson is that guy that maybe is the guy they ultimately think is going to replace Miles. And with Goga, it's like, all right, you've been here 2 or 3 years. We try to develop you. It just really hasn't happened, right? So you look at the options. Maybe you trade for a stud big man that's already out there. I'm not sure exactly who that would be. There's guys like Wendell Carter that maybe you hope can develop. But I don't think that quality of player is coming here. I think at the big man position, look, you got like Taylor's came in on a 10-day contract and pretty much tore it up. Yeah.
And pretty much proved it and earned his keep. So interesting to see what happens. But yeah, you've got to get bigger by also getting smaller, right? So the NBA is kind of pointing in a direction where that big man, unless you're a freak athlete like Jokic, who doesn't look like an athlete, unless you're a guy like that, you're going to need that swing big man that can hop out and hit some threes as well. I mean, we've even seen guys like Dwight Howard start shooting three just to keep their asses in the league for a couple more years.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to ask you, so as far as the draft goes, where do you think are there many other guys besides? I mean, everyone wants Ivy, right? He's the guy right now that everyone's talking about as far as around Indiana, because obviously he goes to Purdue. Is there any other guys, or even a big man that you can think of right now that could be that guy in Indy if we do not get Ivy?
Well, there's not a lot of big guys in this upcoming mock draft, right? So Ivy is a once-in-a-lifetime player, I think. And I know people are going to say, well, that's crazy. Why does he go to Purdue? But, Palaro Banchero at Duke.
Tanner's a great coach.
Yeah, Palaro Banchero at Duke, who is a phenomenal rookie. That's a guy that can land here with the Pacers if they get a top 5 pick. Most of the picks in this year's top 10 or in the lottery are shooting guards or guards. Yeah. So maybe you're not going to use that pick on a big man unless Banchero's there, and yes, he's a power forward. But then again, you're going to maybe have that 23rd, 24th pick where you can maybe get a guy like Mark Williams, who's a center at Duke, maybe a power forward like Jeremy Sokan out of Baylor. Or maybe a swing guy. Obviously there's always dudes in France or Australia or wherever that come out as a center. So I think you wait and you use that 22nd to 24th pick on a big man.
And I was going to bring this up too. The Pacers have not hit on a pick since Paul George.
Well, I mean, Duarte is still out there.
Duarte is still
Xavier's only down 6.
That's still down. That's still in question.
Wait to be seen. Yes,
but you're right. So. That was 2010, I believe?
Yeah, 2010 draft.
I mean, it's been 12 years.
Because remember, it was him and Gordon Hayward, and the question was okay, are the Pacers going to trade up a couple spots to get Gordon Hayward?
Right.
It obviously didn't happen.
And everyone will love that because he was Butler guy and everything. But it's been 12 years since the Pacers have really hit on a draft, which Duarte possibly could be. Are we starting to question the Pacers front office at this point?
Well, I mean, look, with Pritchard, you got to look at it like this. He's done some great things in in trading, right? His bread and butter has been what trades can we make to get this team better, or get a guy out of here that doesn't want to play here. Obviously, Paul George comes to mind, and then Oladipo comes to mind after that. With that being said, it's on the scouting department, and it's ultimately on Kevin Pritchard. If they screw up this draft in 2 years from now, let's say they draft somebody like Banchero from Duke, who they think is a can't-miss guy, and he ends up struggling and he's out of the league in 2 or 3 years. People's jobs got to be on the line at this point, because you're right, they haven't drafted well since Paul George. And even before that, in the 2000s, I mean, Danny Granger, that's terrible. About it. But who else did they draft that you're like, damn, this guy's got potential?
Those were dark
Roy
years.
Hibbert there for a minute, but as fast as Roy Hibbert's career went up, is as fast as it went down.
He went in field position. That was really terrible. I mean,
once Andrew Bynum supposedly was hitting on his wife or whatever and getting a haircut in the locker room, that was it.
His downfall was as quick as his rise.
Yep,
that was really, really terrible. So, all right, we've hit on the Pacers. The future we think is looking bright for them.
Yeah,
brighter than it has been in the past 2-3 years.
Agreed.
We've got solid guys around it. So we're very positive, but I mean, we're Pacers fans. We're always going to look for the positive.
Yeah. And we're the Jazz of the Eastern Conference, if you think about it.
They are like our sister city.
Yeah. What the Pacers had in Paul George is kind of what the Jazz have right now in Donovan Mitchell, right? Yeah. He's a guy that's going to end up probably bailing.
Oh, yeah.
But while you got him there, he's developed into a stud of a player and a guy that you can rely on night in and night out.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't know why, but I've gone on Facebook the past few days and, like the local news outlets talk about Sabonis leaving, and people that have never watched the Pacers game, at least watched the Pacers game in the past 10 years, why'd they get rid of him? Oh my God, he was the best. I'm like, you don't understand what they're trying to do at this point. This is a rebuild, and it's so frustrating to talk to them. It's like I've taken so much to leave the past few days, and I really shouldn't even entertain their ideas. But anyways, let's talk about. So we got the Super Bowl coming up this weekend. You told me you've got the Rams.
I'm going Rams.
Going Ram. I don't see, man. Bengals have been on a fucking ride, man. Dalton, chime in here. What do you think?
On the Bengals making the Super Bowl, or
No,
the outcome of the Super Bowl, or the whole season?
This is live.
I think the Bengals are going to win. I think it's going to be a second half team. Obviously, I think the Rams are going to shut them down. I think they're going to get defensive turnover. They're going to score upon. Momentum's going to be high in LA, but I truly believe the second half Burrow's going to come out. Him and Jamar Chase are going to link up. If you're a bettor, I would do anytime touchdown for Jamar Chase for sure. Mixon, I don't think he's going to have a lot of running room the whole game, to be honest. Their front seven is pretty solid.
No, so I was going to ask you, as far as, I mean, what's been 2 years in a row that the home team has had their...
Yeah.
That's...
Buccaneers last year in LA, first time it ever happened.
When we were growing up, that was insane.
It never happened until last year.
It didn't happen.
But I did see it was a fake meme that they decided that for the rest of the 20s to have the Super Bowl in Dallas so that it was sure that would never happen.
Oh,
sorry for all the Cowboys fans.
Poor Cowboys
Well, I have a
fans.
question. Would you guys obviously with the Super Bowl down either in a dome or down south where the weather's nice? Would you guys seen a Super Bowl up north anytime besides Detroit?
I mean, if you're in
like an outdoor stadium,
if you're in Minnesota,
Outdoor
that's fine. Yeah. You know what? I think actually, if you were in Green Bay, that would draw a lot of attention.
well,
Green Bay, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I'll go a little bit of a different direction on that. I think if this plan comes through, they're talking about in Chicago to move the Bears outside of Soldier Field. And you have this massive stadium. I mean, remember the couple years ago, there was the year before the Super Bowl was in Indy. It was in Dallas and it was freezing. And I think the year after, 2 years after, they had it in New York, which was pretty damn cold.
Yeah.
So I would love to see that. I mean, look, it's if a city can host it, right? There's a lot that goes into it. You're not going to put one in Kansas City, right? Just because there's not a lot of hotels around there. You're not really located near a big
What about
city.
Seattle?
Seattle could happen. They have a good enough stadium to do it. But again, I just think when all these things get voted for, they want warm, climates or
Well, they want
stadiums.
fans to be able to travel as well.
Yeah.
Like you said, hotels is a big thing. Do you agree with Kurt Warner when he says every stadium should have a dome to see the best out of all teams?
That's ridiculous.
Or I don't think that's fair for the teams that are practicing in the cold
it's just
full time
ridiculous.
to switch to a dome
That-
because they have to play with that. That's the whole thing about football and the strategy behind it.
That's insanity.
Like the Bills and Patriots game, the first time they played. What he had 2 passing completions, Mac Jones for 16 total yards.
That first game was rough. I remember watching that game. I was like, God.
I'm watching Stetson go on a 23-9 run in the second half to kill my parlay, so that's a lot of fun.
Oh, damn. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you. I think that, look, if you can't help the city that you're playing in, right? So teams like Chicago or teams like Green Bay.
But you've been to Chicago Stadium. That
even
stadium
Cleveland.
is very outdated to where
Yeah,
you go to a
so-
football game, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I mean, I love it. I love the history behind it, but if you actually sit there and actually watch a game, it's fucking terrible. It's very outdated, so it's time for them to get something
Well,
different.
you go to Lambeau. You were in Lambeau a few weeks ago. Was it nice to watch a game? I mean,
Yeah, it really was.
That's one of the oldest
Outside the
stadiums in
stadium
league.
or the bleachers, you're on just straight benches on concrete, so it was a bit cold. But they've
As far as the view goes.
yeah, the view was great. They've kind of remodeled some of the like the concourse area. They've got some indoor type stuff that you can go and stay warm and watch the game. Kind of like Wrigley, right? So Wrigley, you love to go to Wrigley, and Wrigleyville's great.
You have that big fucking pole.
Well, yeah, like that. It's still kind of shit, right? But,
Right,
but
yeah,
you're like, this is great because I was like, no, the White Sox played a much better stadium. It just happens to be in together.
I've been there, man. I parked my car probably within like a half-mile radius. I was scared the whole time I was at the game.
100%.
Have you ever been there?
The White Sox?
It's a rough neighborhood,
Well,
man.
we went, but we didn't drive there.
Yeah,
I did.
you take the train, hop on the red line, and get dropped off right there, and you still don't really feel safe for about
it's
that 400-foot walk.
It's pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
He gave you the little bit 400-foot walk. Anyway, so the next thing I want to talk about is obviously the most famous football player in America is Jackson Mahomes.
Oh boy.
You didn't see the TikTok yet, did you? Have you seen it?
Well, I didn't see the sexual...
I've seen most of them.
I didn't see
the
sexual
one
harassment
from this
one.
weekend. where he was doing like, he's obviously on TikTok doing some dance.
Yep.
And he tries to kiss a girl, but she it's like, oh no, don't kiss me, don't kiss me, don't kiss me.
Save yourself.
That's kind of sexual assault.
It wasn't Patrick's wife, was it?
No. It was some random
I know
girl.
she does a lot of those TikToks, and it's usually
No. It was some random girl that had like a sash on and said, "It's my fucking birthday." So she saw him, and she's cheering him on. Whatever, I don't know why anyone would cheer him on, but he finishes his dance. He goes over and tries to kiss her, like grabs her head. And he's like this far away from her, and she's like, does the backup thing. Is he?
He's just a distraction. Like I like Patrick Mahomes, but
right.
But the guy is just a distraction.
And Patrick doesn't care for what his brother does.
And I feel like
he's living off of Patrick's name. Right. Well, my favorite TikTok that I saw was when they showed Jackson Mahomes warming up to play basketball in high school, and he airballed the layup.
I didn't see that.
Then he made a TikTok of him fucking shooting threes and shit. And
that's hilarious. But I'm wondering if he's too much of a distraction. You have to know, or you have to think Patrick is like, come on, dude, seriously. Yeah. Like when he dumped the water on the Ravens fans. Even Patrick came in the press conference and was like, he shouldn't do
covering Xavier.
But is this a time where you have to where you have to ban a family member from coming to games because it's all about the clout for him. It's not about
He's using his brother's name, as I mentioned. He's using his stage, so to speak, to kind of build his own brand. Look, you want to do your own thing and build your own brand. I don't care what you're into. Like, go ahead and do that. That's fine by me. But when it becomes a distraction to your millionaire quarterback brother that you probably live with, or you probably are eating a lot of hand-me-downs.
He got his own apartment recently, but I think
good for him.
But I think Patrick's probably paying for it.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a problem with. It's just like Patrick has to come home at night and it's like hitting. It's not just the game. Like he might have a bad game, which it's Patrick Mahomes. He plays pretty well, but at the end of the day, it's not just the game that he gets the hate comments from. It's from his brother. Yeah. So at that point,
probably gets more hate comments from his brother than
for sure
than from the actual game that he played.
It has to be a point where it's annoying to him. It's become such. It's my fucking brother. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's become such a distraction at this point. It's like if I was him, I would just say, "Hey, man, I love you. This is too much for me.
Yeah.
You cannot come to the games anymore." So, because I like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's a solid quarterback.
I think it's hard to hate Patrick Mahomes, just like it's hard to hate Jared Allen in Buffalo.
My mom's got the biggest crush on Mahomes.
Because I have an AFC favorite team.
Yeah.
And they have the best coach. Bill Belichick obviously is the best coach in the league, but I think Andy Reid has the best offensive mind ever to play the game. And
really, does he?
I have a question.
Is that him or Belichick though? Seriously.
Oh, I mean, when it comes to overall,
best offensive mind, I might go Belichick.
No way, Andy Reid. Best offensive mind? For sure, Andy Reid.
Well, see, I don't know, man.
Andy Reid's been doing. I mean,
Bill Belichick's a defensive guy, man.
He's a defensive guy.
He's a defensive mindset. He'll take your best player out. He's more worried about
you take away Brady from those New England teams, and what do you really have?
Mac Jones did all right this year.
Yeah.
And they also had what's his face that went to the Las Vegas this year. Their offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's been there since 2011. He's been doing pretty solid.
Let me tell you a story about Josh McDaniels.
There you go, Josh McDaniels.
So the biggest prick in the world.
So Josh McDaniels.
What everyone in Indianapolis says.
Josh McDaniels gets hired, right? He's on the flight.
Oh, we know.
He's literally on the plane, on the runway in New England to come here.
Is that how quick? Is that how fast it was? I thought it was like a week before he was going to come here. It was literally like.
So he was ready to come here, and I was sitting at the Butler game, and just minding my business, watching Butler play. I think number 1 Villanova at the time, and I got a text from my source at the Colts that says, he goes, I don't think McDaniels is coming here. And I said, what? No way. Like, what? Like, this has already been, like, Schefter had it, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, I'm telling you, this dude is not going to be the Colts coach. And this is a source that I had that was spot on with all the Andrew Luck news. Everything that went down with Andrew Luck, my Twitter was blowing up. So I tweeted at the Butler game that there's a really strong chance that Josh McDaniels is going to back out of this. And people were like, oh, bull crap, like, not happening, whatever, dude's already on his way. and then my Twitter's blowing up. Freaking Pro Football Talk from NBC was emailing me. Bob
It was weird that he accepted the job in the first place because, like, he still had Brady there, obviously. He still had Belichick. And
he was supposed to be the guy waiting in the wings whenever Belichick bailed. So I tweeted that out, and literally, like, I was so distracted from the Butler game that was in front of me because all this was going on, and, like I said, Pro Football Talk picked up my tweet, and then it just kind of spiraled out of control from there. And then Schefter, about 3 or 4 hours later, was like, breaking news, Josh McDaniels has had a change of heart and wants to stay with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and try to get them to another Super Bowl. So I'm assuming, and I don't know if this is true, but Brady was probably like, look, dude, you stay here.
I was about to ask that. Who do you think?
I think Brady said,
Josh, like, hey, man, you're making a mistake right now.
Josh, you sucked as a head coach at Denver. You're doing pretty damn good here.
Obviously, Brady had tensions with New England because he's not even in their retirement. He's not in retirement speak or anything.
Yeah.
Not one word is said about the Patriots about, hey, thanks for all my time here.
All the rings.
Thanks for the best coach I've ever had. One of the best systems.
Tampa twice in his retirement coach that didn't want to mention.
So, I mean, obviously, there's tension there, so he has a relationship with Josh McDaniels.
Yep.
Was it Belichick or was it Brady that kept McDaniels?
I think it was Brady.
Really?
That would be my guess.
I would have to say
I don't think Belichick gives a crap either way because he's probably like, well, I got Brady.
I think he's so arrogant that he really didn't give a shit.
We could have a revolving door at the offensive coordinator position as long as you're. It's like on Madden. All you got to do is call passing plays, and you're probably going to march down the field.
Play rookie Madden.
Yep.
You'll get 73 points a game. But
as we just witnessed about 30 minutes ago from Michael.
Oh, stop it! Come on. But anyways, so.
Fuck yeah, Xavier scored. All right. Let's go, boys.
We're looking at
struggling with Jacksonville State, who is down 25.
Actually, you know what? I can talk to you about. We didn't talk about this pre-show. Betting in the next couple days.
Yep.
There's obviously the Super Bowl. Do you have any good prop bets that you're going with? Like the color of the Gatorade.
Yeah, those are always fun.
If it's heads or tails. If they boo at the national anthem, I mean, what's you got any good prop?
Remember the last year's prop bet that really was out there before the game started and nobody really paid attention until it happened was, will there be a streaker out on the field?
Yeah.
Or a guy that runs out on the field? And I guess that dude ended up just like it happened a couple of weeks ago.
Well, because he bet it, and then he did it, and then they canceled the bet.
Yeah,
I would be so bummed out.
That happened in the it was the Chiefs game. It was the Chiefs game. Yeah, he a couple weeks ago he talked to I think it was a YouTuber that said, "I will pay you $1,000 if you go on the field." And
which probably isn't what your bail. Your bail would be what, 1,000?
Probably around there.
So you're not really making anything except for an ass out of yourself.
I mean, you're breaking even basically, and then you're getting
a little bit of a
you're
record.
getting airtime. But I mean, a record. You're getting airtime, which I don't know what that's going to do for you. Who's going to say, "Hey, man, I want the guy that ran on the field of the Chiefs games to come on our podcast"? But are there any good?
I love Evan McPherson have over 1.5 field goals. I just think the Rams defense.
I think that's a good one.
It's tough enough to stuff them. I think it will be a low scoring game. I know a lot of people are thinking it's going to be in the 30s. I'm on the Rams to win.
Simpsons 34-31.
I like Cooper Kupp to score a touchdown, but that'll probably be like minus 175.
You don't like Odell?
I just don't know if there's going to be enough touchdowns to score to be spread out. But with that being said,
Eli Apple.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, they're gonna be switching in.
That's Cooper Kupp, though. I mean, that's gonna be a lot of Cooper Kupp.
Kupp's gonna be on the Apple.
I think Kupp's gonna get 150 yards.
The yardage I think is gonna come, but I think
I don't know
gonna score the touchdown.
You never know with him.
Matt Stafford to be the MVP is like plus 125, so we'll take that.
I would take that too, actually.
Because if the Rams win, it's going to be. I mean, the quarterback always wins, right?
Also,
always wins MVP.
I wonder what Burrow. What is Burrow's over under? Sorry,
the thing with Joe Burrow is we've kind of waited for him to crack all season.
He hasn't, man.
And they were down 20-3.
SMU is up 2.
Yes. Yeah, I knew they were gonna. I knew Houston would blow that.
Can you two shut the fuck up about your?
So 20. What was it? 20-3. The Bengals were down against the Chiefs in the second quarter. And they stormed all the way back to win. So I don't know, man. You can't count that kid out, and you kind of look at what the Bengals have in the future, and you got to look at them as a team that can continue to compete in the AFC over the next
Very
couple
much
of years.
just like becoming a Steelers fan,
Yeah.
but he has a lot of confidence.
And
That's the
I
problem with it.
I think the Titans are going to take a huge step back. I think you move away from Ryan Tannehill. We'll see what the Steelers do, who they can pick up. The Chiefs aren't going away. Buffalo's not going away. But who's going to
LA Chargers is be very good.
Who's going to be the Colts quarterback at the start of 2022?
I would love it to be Russell Wilson, but it's probably not.
It's not going to happen.
It's going to be Wentz. You guys have one more year with Wentz.
God, it's not. I hope it's not Wentz.
Well, and the problem with it is as mentioned, who's
His
better?
contract.
Who's better than Wentz? Who? I mean, who realistically can you? I don't think Jimmy G comes.
Well, like you and I were talking, I think Jimmy G is a better. He's a better game
You want
manager.
Teddy Bridgewater?
He's a better. No.
You want Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, I was say Kirk Cousins.
So I think Jimmy G is a better game manager than Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
he is. But I don't. But it's really kind of trading. It's
the
not.
The problem with the Colts is you can't rely on Wentz to win a game. You guys have to rely on the
as
run.
we learned in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we know that.
And I don't know what your guys' deal in Jacksonville is. I have no idea why
we
you
don't
guys can't win Jacksonville.
we don't talk about that. That's a we've blocked that out of our
Well,
memories.
this year makes total sense because you guys come in high dogs. You guys think you're going to dominate Jacksonville because
we come in every year is fucking. We think we're going to dominate Jacksonville.
But it's not every
always
year.
beat us in Jacksonville.
That year they went to the playoffs. So you got, I mean, with when they had Fournette as prime, they had Bortles right there.
Didn't they go to the AFC Championship game that year?
They almost beat
New
England. They beat Pittsburgh, obviously, and then they almost beat New England.
I remember when they had Jones Drew.
Oh yeah.
I love
Fred Taylor.
When they had
Oh,
Byron
my
left,
God.
before that was
Taylor.
That was my first team I ever
Leftwich
hated.
is the OC for who's he?
Buccaneers.
Tampa. Yeah.
Bucks. Yeah.
He's been in a lot of conversations to get a head coaching job.
Yeah.
I'm not a Bears fan, but I thought he would have paired well in Chicago with Justin Fields. They obviously didn't go that direction.
Right.
They kind of went with everybody from the Colts.
I like Lovie Smith being a head coach again. I like that.
I mean,
he struggled in Syracuse or whatever when he went to
I love his white beard he's got now.
he's
I love
old.
it.
Here's my problem with Lovie is I think he's a good coach. I think guys like to play for him. But that front office is absolutely dumbfounded about what to do.
It's such a
that literally.
fire.
I mean,
you have a star quarterback.
He's gonna.
You have no idea what the hell's going on with it.
Well,
they'll go 2-14 and then 3-13.
But I think Davis Mills could be a really good quarterback in the league. I mean, call me crazy, but
yeah, I think you're pretty crazy on that one.
I know
Davis Mills,
but I mean, he looks fairly.
That sounds like a place in like the mall, like when you go to the outlet mall, and it's like we have hams and sausages.
And by the way, we sell a size cologne.
and we do photography.
Yes,
but
I just lost my bucket.
I don't know.
Houston.
Where do you think Deshaun Watson is going to be next year?
Pittsburgh.
He's not going to be in
could be Pittsburgh, but
if he doesn't go to jail.
Well, we'll see about that. I don't know.
I mean, nothing's came out of it. It's just they're just.
I will give you a landing spot for Deshaun Watson that you may call me crazy for, but I would not be surprised if that dude ended up in Atlanta Falcon.
He's not going to be no.
Nah, they can get rid of Matty Ice.
Oh, I think that they will. I think Matty Ice is done.
He's got a couple of years left in his old brittle body.
I think they ship him off somewhere. And look,
where's he going to go though? He's not going to go.
You're not far off.
Washington.
Though. I think they're going to. No, Washington's going to get. I think they're going to get someone. You know who's got Russell Wilson this year? I think Denver's going to get Russell Wilson this year.
Could happen. I think he stays in Seattle.
I could see Denver, but I don't.
Pete Carroll's done. There's no way Pete Carroll's coming back this year. I think Wilson's gone. Bobby, the biggest one, and I kind of want him, is Bobby Wagner. He's still proven at his age to fucking get enough tackles and be the captain of the team. And
I don't think Russell Wilson leaves just because you got Tyler Lockett and you got DK Metcalf in his prime.
He's got so many.
They're still not looking good. They're not taking care of him off the line. Honestly, you bring in a coach that can prove that I care about you, and I'm not relying on your talent to get us past.
And you need some offensive line help. That's for sure.
He's struggling every game to stay fucking. Wait. The biggest one that came out is Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
what's
he's
going on?
Unfollowed everybody.
Yeah. So what's going? Is he going to be gone now? I don't even know what his contract is.
Where does he go?
That's the thing. I don't know where he goes.
Miami? I mean, you give up on Tua?
I think. What's his name? Mike. What's the new head coach's name? Mike McDaniel. Mike
something along those lines.
Anyway, the guy that looks like he works at Google.
Yes.
I think he's all in on Tua. I saw him talking to him
Yeah.
The FaceTime. Did you see the FaceTime video he had? He looks like he's all in on Tua. He's got a fucking hard on
But
for Tua.
that's talking to the press. You don't really know what his plans are.
I don't think
Again, you call me crazy, but like you could look at Kyler Murray, and if you're the Falcons, say, "Yeah, see you later, Matt Ryan."
that I could.
The fucking Falcons.
I'm telling you.
You said call me crazy about two guys that you say are going to the Falcons.
You said Davis Mills is going to be a stud.
Yeah.
I think
He's saying that the Falcons should give up on Matt Ryan, who hasn't done anything but get you to
But
one
he's
Super Bowl.
40 fucking years old,
Yeah,
man.
Matt Ryan is old. Get him out.
I think the biggest question is
send
where
him to the backup
Maybe
at like
he was-
Detroit.
where does
Watson's
Ryan
like-
Fitzpatrick fit into all his fucking game plan?
Minnesota.
You serious?
Minnesota.
Fucking magic, baby. I want to see some.
So is Justin Fields going to be the starting quarterback for the Bears next year?
That's
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
He's fully in for Justin.
So where does Nick
Fields.
Foles go?
That's
Nick Foles
exactly-
go to the starting
exactly.
spot.
Well, Nick Foles won't be a starter again.
No.
He won't go to the Lions.
I think if you're Nick Foles,
Oh, I think Lions, they're definitely going to draft a quarterback this year. They're not all
you know where Nick
off.
Foles ends up? I could just see him being like the backup for the Rams or a contending team, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, the Rams say, well, Matt Stafford, we love you, and this is, but, you know, you have been in the league for 12, 13 years. If something were to happen, we need somebody that we feel can continue to play at your level, and that would be maybe a Nick Foles. I mean, I don't see him going to.
And then he gets injured, and then Foles wins them.
I would love to see Rodgers in a Colts uniform.
Oh,
It's
well,
not, it's,
but I think it's a pipe
we
dream.
all would love that, but it's not going to
Unless
happen.
Well,
Devontae
because you guys got Hilton leaving.
No, and we're not getting.
Yeah.
You got Hilton
That's the
leaving,
one thing
and
we
Devontae
need. We
you
need
can
good
bring
receivers.
on.
We need good receivers. We have.
Pittman's like on
That
the
is-
fence of being really good or being
Pittman
really
is
bad.
almost at. He's almost there.
That's the only defense I can give for
And
Wentz.
T.
Is that
Wise,
you guys don't
he's
have.
just.
You guys don't have the receiving core of a fucking.
They have nobody. I
Yeah.
mean, you
No,
know.
I mean T.Y. is the end of his career. He's had a great career. I love him, but he's not going to put up 1,500
the
yards.
problem-
No, he's done. He's got one more year
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
I mean, next year is going to be a coast for him. Pittman's almost there. He's not quite at that level yet that
No,
we
you
want
got
him to be.
Blackman right
I
there.
mean, who we have?
Yeah.
Zach Pascal and fucking.
Pascal was okay. I'll give him that.
Realistically,
Paris
if Campbell
you actually-
sucks.
Paris Campbell,
yes, he does.
if he can stay healthy for
If you
a
think
year,
about it, and I'll give this only Wentz credit, I'll give
I kind of
Wentz
like
for
Ashton
that.
Doolin though.
What
honestly.
receiver has Wentz had since he's been in the NFL that's been decent?
Who do you have it?
Nobody.
in Philly?
Philadelphia, no one. Aguilar was a hit and miss.
Aguilar's he's just.
He had his chance to get his drops. Then he didn't get the luxury of having Devontae Smith. Now the Eagles have.
Yeah, I
He
feel
had
like,
Zach Ertz.
and they're not utilizing Devontae Smith as much as they should. That dude
Well,
should
it's
be.
because they're trying to run
No, I know, but I mean,
pro offense.
I feel like Devontae Smith could be a Pro Bowler anywhere else besides Philly, almost anywhere else.
He's still a good, really good player.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And I don't mind Hurts.
I like Hurts. I just think the coach
Jalen
has
Hurts
to
is
trust
good.
him more.
He's good, but they need to open up the playbook a little bit for him.
They're running too much play action, trying to get the receivers open rather than drop back and pass and let him do his thing. I mean, realistically though, Lamar Jackson for Baltimore, I think they're starting to see that he cannot lead them. There's no way he's going to lead them anywhere in the playoffs.
He's not a guy that can get you past.
He's not that guy.
He's a one-dimensional guy, and it's not like the running back.
And-
Like he legit is a one-dimensional guy. Like Pittsburgh has found him out quite a bit. And that's Pittsburgh talking. You're not talking about Buffalo. You're not talking about Kansas City.
Pittsburgh's
Like
Swiss cheese defense.
that's another one too. That's going to be coming up here. Like Lamar, is he the guy or is he not?
He's not, and the thing is,
He built a whole offense with him.
His first year, no one knew what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
But at this point, everyone has figured out their offense. I think at this point, he's still going to be a solid quarterback, but he's not that guy.
And I hate the Ravens, but they made a whole offense around Baltimore for this guy to be great, and he can't be because when it comes down to it, it's kind of like a Wentz. You know, he turns the ball over in prime times that he should not. You know.
Well, there's one thing to be said about a scrambling quarterback like him, but sometimes, and Andrew Luck was brutalized for this so many times, trying to extend the play, right? You're trying to extend the play with your feet, and instead of taking that 2 or 3 yard sack, you end up losing 10 or 12 yards, or you end up throwing it away and it's intentional grounding, so you end up losing 15 yards, or you end up fumbling the football. So
You're looking for the big play. You're not looking for like what
you're
Brady
looking for a
does.
home run every game.
Yes, like
or every
what Brady is so good is that he gets the ball in 3 seconds.
The
It doesn't matter if
dink and
it's
dunk, man. The
it's
dink
minus
and
2
dunk.
yards. It doesn't matter if it's plus 5 yards. That's what makes Brady so good.
Yeah.
And Manning.
Well, I mean, that's like you said, that's what killed Luck, man. I mean,
Plus, they don't like fucking getting hit. That's the biggest thing. Like Big Ben, that's his biggest downfall too. Is he was athletic enough to get his receivers open, but obviously drinking too many 6-packs during
Nobody cares.
halftime, he can't fucking
raping too many women.
Well,
I didn't say
that's
that.
you're not convicted. Whatever.
Well, I mean, whatever. Deshaun Watson's not convicted either, but when you get you have okay, 1 or 2 women that say you've done something to them.
He has 23.
Possibly, maybe.
But he's also a rich guy.
I'm trying to get to the point, asshole. You get to 20 to 30 women that say you've done this to them. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
yeah.
What do you see? Is Deshaun Watson going to be in jail at this point next year?
No.
Or is he still going to be in the league?
I'm taking league for sure.
Really?
Oh,
The NFL just has a way, right? Like, I hate to say it, and I don't obviously condone the activity, but it's numerous story after numerous story of somebody breaking the law or doing something corrupt, and bam, they're just, they learned and they went through sensitivity training, but this guy's got damn talent, so we're going to put him on the field despite what he does.
Look at Kamara.
It's
Look at
ratings,
Kamara.
man. It's all
He just got
Kamara just went to jail. What happened to him next?
What
was
about
gonna say-
the dude from the Browns a couple weeks ago that was walking around fucking Miami, drunk as hell or whatever, naked?
Yeah.
Obviously, you think about Henry Ruggs.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, he's in prison for life. But I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
Kamara,
life, but yeah.
Kamara, he just fucking went to jail for beat the shit out of someone. So I mean, he's gonna be, what's gonna happen to him next year?
But here's the thing I would say about that is, when the Ray Rice situation happened, it was a huge deal.
That was a
remember?
wake-up call for the NFL, too.
But now it's these things continue to still happen, and do people just turn a blind eye to it because it just happened so many times? Oh, it's the NFL. I'll go to sensitivity training. I'll lose $100,000. He'll be back. He'll be right back at it.
Some of these guys.
Or who was the dude? He used to be in the NFL. He was a running back for Vanderbilt and the Texans. And the
Arian
Jets.
Foster? No,
it was,
He's a vegetarian.
It was a Rams. I'm sorry, he was a Ram quarterback or Ram running back. Stacy.
I don't know.
His last name was Stacy. He had two good years with the Rams.
I don't know that.
He got a big contract. Zach Stacy is his name.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it's on video where he is throwing his wife around through the TV.
Yeah.
And I don't know whatever came of that, but that dude got off the plane nothing happened, and then the cops just treated him like he hadn't committed a crime or whatever, and arrested him and talked to him, but literally the videos show him literally taking her down like she's a football player.
I mean, to be honest with you though, how many college kids get offers? Doesn't matter their background or whatever it is, just for athletic ability, and then they get in there and they get a little trouble. The college can cover that up. They get NFL, that same stuff keeps happening.
Yep.
NFL can't have it because they have cameras. Obviously now, 2022, you have cameras everywhere. So I mean, you're gonna have that stuff happen more and more often. But I mean, they're coming from
the thing
the
about
neighborhoods where that's
thing
okay.
about watching.
And it's always somebody. Well, she wants my money, or she's out to get me.
Right.
She's looking to cash
as
in
you've
on a
seen him
paycheck.
beat the shit out.
Well,
of
the
them.
thing,
It's you can't really lie about that.
The crazy thing about Watson is he had a squeaky clean image.
Yeah.
In college.
He had a great image,
and then all of a
when he
sudden,
started.
as soon as he gets out of college, all this shit happens.
What natural disaster was that when he paid the Houston Texans culinary staff their whatever it was?
It was
they were
was
giving
it a
paychecks.
hurricane or something?
Yeah, it was a hurricane,
Yeah.
but I don't remember which one it was.
Right.
But he's a great player. And then you had this one girl come out, and don't get me wrong, when you have 23 different girls at some given point, they're he's whatever happened. But if you have these girls, all these girls come out, there is a time and place where I truly believe that they accepted or they were into him or something happened, and then now they're coming out saying hey, I'm gonna get money from this. Let's go.
I mean, it might have been, but you talk about 20, 30 girls, man. There's got to be something else going on there besides, hey,
money.
we want some money.
Yeah.
I mean, there's,
Don't get me wrong. I mean, something might happen, but do I think he's gonna be in the NFL next year? For sure.
It's really, I mean,
Yeah, there's no way he's going to jail.
The thing is, how long has this case been out? Like a year?
It's been a long time.
Long time. Nothing. He isn't convicted. Nothing's happened.
Yeah. He's still getting paid from the Houston Texans. He's still living the high life. Like, there's nothing come out of it, and that's and it brings me back to Kamara. I mean, like, he is in jail. Like, he just got out of jail. Like, what's gonna happen to him? He got caught beating the fuck out of someone. Which, like, what is he gonna be a running back next year for New Orleans? Yup. Is he gonna be a starter? Yup. Is he gonna be in my fantasy league? Yup. Like,
he'll have what? He'll have a 3-game suspension or something. That's it.
So I thought about New Orleans. Have you guys seen the Kevin James?
Oh, I did.
Thing on Netflix.
That was the worst piece of shit.
Oh my god, dude! I'm like, he's like a fat.
But now when I look back on it, though,
he's
the
like
fact
a
that Sean Payton is actually in the movie, I was like, all right, so he probably knew. And Happy Madison, I was like, all right, well, maybe he's trying to be a little bit serious.
It's Adam Sandler laughing with Sean Payton on his fucking side.
Oh my god, dude, that was so bad.
Literally, that was one of the worst movies I've ever watched.
You look nothing like Sean Payton. I mean, Kevin James lost some weight, good for him. Dude.
Sean Payton will be back.
And then he plays the other coach, too, like that rides the bike. Like, come on.
Actually, I'll give you a second, though. Tom Brady said, like, it's great being retired or whatever, but never say never.
Yeah.
Tom Brady will be back next year.
Is he going to pull a Gronkowski?
I mean, he brought Gronk out of
retirement. Is he going to pull a Gronkowski?
Who's going to start? We didn't mention this. Who's going to be the quarterback in Tampa Bay?
Dude, that's...
Matt Ryan?
Tom Brady.
No.
Matt Ryan. God damn, you've got a hard on for Matt Ryan. I don't know why.
Heineke. No.
Yeah. Is Kirk Cousins going to go down there and tear it up?
Hopefully Wentz does.
What's the backup
What were
quarterback
the odds?
Florida?
Somebody was... I saw the odds for the next Tampa Bay quarterback. Andrew Luck was like 50-1 up.
That'd be funny.
Andrew Luck looked like a pilgrim that he's killed like fucking 13 turkeys.
Dude,
he's
like 130 pounds.
That dude ain't coming back anytime soon or ever.
He looks so happy doing whatever he's doing.
He shot a fucking musket to fucking feed the family.
Dude, he looks so happy. I mean, like
he literally finally looks like when they used to do that stupid ass Twitter account that was like Sergeant.
The lieutenant.
He actually does look like that.
He looks like him. He's got
the way he talks too is like it's.
Holy shucks!
Oh god, guys! Oh,
great guy though. Great guy.
He's so. I mean, you've talked to him before, right?
I've actually never met him. I broke pretty much all the news of his snowboarding accident.
Well, I remember you made somebody some money, right? On
so
you made who's it?
You'll like this story. So Robin Miller is a friend of mine. He passed away. He was a longtime journalist, as we know. So, like I mentioned earlier in the show, I had a really good source with the Colts and found out a lot of shit before it happened. So Andrew Luck is barfing in a trash can on Sunday night, right after the game, and I'm like, is it food poisoning or is it a concussion? Because those are the only two things that are going to make you barf after a game. And usually you probably haven't eaten a lot of food, whatever. So my source texted me, he's like, dude, Andrew is barfing in a trash can. Well, that Thursday they played on Thanksgiving Day at Pittsburgh.
You remember that game? Right?
So Monday,
beat the shit out of them.
Monday the spread is Colts +3, right? They think Andrew Luck's still playing. So I called my good friend who's now passed,
Robin Miller,
who's a big-time gambler, and I said, hey, I'm just letting you know that it's at +3 right now, and this news is coming out, and it'll go to like +9. From +10, +11, maybe it'll be a bloodbath because Scott Tolzien is a
I remember that champ.
So so Robin pretty much lays the house on it, and I'm sitting there just waiting, like refreshing Twitter, and then it finally came out that Andrew Luck was in concussion protocol. And if you remember, because I'm sure you do, I think the final score was 27-9.
It was bad. It was.
And that was. I think McAfee completed one pass, and
did
Tolzien
McAfee get a touchdown?
Maybe McAfee scored threw a touchdown pass, but Tolzien was awful. The plane flying over right now is a 747. It's a Cargo Lux out of Germany. Flies in every Wednesday night to the Indianapolis International Airport. It is the biggest plane that lands there. It leaves on Friday to go to Chicago, then comes back here. I'm a huge plane goer, and I have the Flight 24/7 radar app. But you can hear it because it flies literally right over my apartment every Wednesday night.
That is fucking hilarious.
First off, the first part's insane.
Yeah.
The second part, where the fuck?
You don't have this is 747.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's carrying 3 passengers, some food.
Well,
you know what? Actually, one of the passengers
Where's
just
the cover? You said
she
Germany?
did not like the food.
Yeah, it comes from Luxembourg. I think it's in Germany.
Oh, sorry, Luxembourg is not Germany. It's
There's dropping off their cases of
Yeah, look, there it is here on the
Jesus
radar app. It
Christ,
just
man.
literally flew over where we were.
Yeah.
the same time every.
It's
every
between
Wednesday
8
night?
and 10 o'clock. It
The
gets
best part,
delayed.
I see you in your fucking apartment, like, here it comes, here it comes, here it
Well,
comes.
from my-
Oh, it's carrying them.
From my apartment, on a clear day, it's so low, and I'm on the third
I
story.
can like see.
It literally looks like it's coming into my living room, and you can
Nice.
hear it from about a mile away. So.
Fucking huge.
I have a video. I have a bunch of videos of it. I've sat at the airport to watch it land on a Friday, and I also have a video of it when I was at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway at the very top row of the bleachers as it goes by.
And if you guys know a girl that's out there seeking,
If you're a flight attendant,
Hey, if you're a girl that likes the guy that's got a hard on for Matt Ryan
Or Grindr.
and New England Plains,
it's Matt Ryan flying in,
New
baby.
England
David
Plains
Wilson,
man.
I swear to God,
You got
it's
Tony
Matt
D right
Ryan.
here.
Hey, I'm
Actually,
not
I was
mad
going to
about
ask you, man. I don't mean to get personal. What happened with the lady you were dating?
Oh, we're all good.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're all good.
Oh, good.
We're all good. Everything's going fine.
Because like you.
So, what do you guys think about Matt
She's
Ryan?
actually on that 747.
What do you guys think about Matt Ryan coming to the Colts next year?
I changed subject very quickly. I'm just you know.
I mean, it's
There were a few times where you couldn't do the podcast because you're like, oh, I'm hanging out with her
But
tonight.
for 100%, Matt
you know.
Ryan's going to be an Atlanta Falcon next year.
No way.
He's gonna be a fucking.
I
he's
say
gonna be a
no.
Falcon, man.
He's going to be a Falcon next year.
Do you want-
say
are
no.
we doing money on this? We doing money?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'll put 20 on it. I'll put 20. You gonna do 20?
Let's up to 40. Let's do 40 on this.
Let's
I
do
think
total of
Matty
40.
Ice is going to be back next year. They
All right.
got wait. The biggest
Hold on,
thing
hold
is
on.
Calvin Ridley. He's not going to be a Falcon next year.
He's
No, he can be here as a Colt.
He'll be here. I hope he's here.
So I mean, Matty Ice is going to be fucked up. I mean, it's just a
Hey, Matty Ice will be here.
He's going to
You know what? That's probably what they would do too.
send Wentz down there.
Fuck, man. Yeah, what's better, Wentz or Matty Ice for the Indians
Matt
next
Ryan.
year?
Matt Ryan, hands down.
You think so?
No, I don't think so, man.
Dude,
It's-
come
it's
on.
all- it's
He's
almost-
still firing all cylinders.
It's like a trade-off, honestly. I mean,
no way.
Matty Ice 10 years ago. Fuck yeah, I would.
He's
take
the only
him.
reason why Falcons stay in almost any game. Their defense is
No,
notorious.
Cordell Patterson.
Their defense
this year,
has been terrible
This
for
year-
over 40 years.
This
Their
year,
defense, have you seen their defense?
hold on. This year, Cordell Patterson was the only reason they were in.
How does
games.
Cordell get the ball?
He
Number
gives it to
two.
him.
Number two.
No,
I'm
fuck
telling
that.
you, man.
Who's got the hard on now for Matt Ryan? Look who's got
Exactly.
who gives him the
I know,
ball.
I know,
Well,
right?
now they're just, I'm
Seriously.
like, Matty Ice, if you ever hear this, let you know, sign jersey, I'll send you the address. But anyways, yeah,
Hold
I'm
on.
with you, buddy.
I kind of want to do a bet now. So I will give you 20. He will give you 20 if Matt Ryan is here in 2022.
No, I'm saying,
Oh, I don't
okay.
think he'll
Or
be
No,
sorry,
I'm
Falcons.
saying
Falcons.
for the Falcons.
Sorry,
yeah.
Falcons.
I say he's not there.
We'll do 20
I'll put a
each.
bet on that.
All right,
And
20 each.
All right, we'll do 20 per person. He and I think he's
So
not.
you got
gonna-
first
he's
round
not-
at the bar we go to.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Well, wait.
Softball league, you got first case of beer.
You got first
All
case of beer.
No problem.
So we'll do it. We'll do it in beer.
That's not going to happen.
We'll
Because
do
he ain't
it-
going to be there.
Fuck
They're going to go
off.
get Kyler. They're going to be like Mike Vick Jr.,
Kyler.
but he actually likes
Why
You
would-
dogs.
just came up with Kyler
Why would
5
Kyler
minutes
leave
ago.
Arizona
He's not
having
gonna- he's
a
gonna
better
coach
offense,
job in
better,
Arizona.
way better defense than Atlanta? Like
Yeah,
Atlanta,
right.
Because he
you're
unfollowed him on
shaking.
Instagram. That's why he would leave
Yeah,
Arizona. Come on, man.
He's not going to be in. I don't think he's going to be in Arizona next year because obviously there's something going on. Maybe it's Cliff.
We've
I don't
gone.
think it
All
was
right.
Cliff.
Okay, we've gone way off.
Teddy Bridgewater, back
whatever
to
the hell we were talking about.
Teddy
But anyways,
Bridgewater.
I'm gonna cut this off now. All right. I'm glad you guys joined us tonight. Tony D, plug your website.
TonyDaney.com and BurnoutSports.com. Check it out.
Thank you, sir. All right, Dalton, you have nothing to say. So, all right, we are going to be
Matty
done
Ice
for
in
the night.
Atlanta, baby.
Join us next time, guys.